Greedy. Good morning. Good morning.
The beat went on, the night went long. People hanging out to the break of dawn. Incense was burning, so I was gonna fly.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a stormy night when the lightning strike, bringing chaos and the thunder. Oh, you know me, right? Upper echelon till the break of dawn. Ain't seen nothing like this, like Babylon. Through the darkness and the rain, we standing strong. You know we got the recipe for the perfect song. Now let me tell you about these fake friends. They like to smile on your face and they pretend. They act like they got your back, but it's an act. They stab you in the back and then they leave you like some traps. Fake friends, you know we don't need them. Fake friends, you know we gon' leave them. Switch sides,
good morning.
I can see through these lies, I ain't gon' break. Now you know me, I'm royalty. Fake friends, fake love, ain't no loyalty. Right. When you're down and out, they're nowhere to be seen. When you on top, they want you on the team. Now choose them wisely, that ain't a friendly. All up in your DM, that could have been your enemy.
Good morning. Queen Flea, I play video. It's on my page, it's pinned. Go ahead, Wakanda.
I don't walk around trying to be what I'm not. I don't waste my time trying to get what you got.
Hey!
We got trail in the mix.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
We got the trail in the mix.
Yeah.
It was a stormy night.
Go ahead.
We got the trail in the mix.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
You know what we're here to do.
We got the trail in the mix.
It was a stormy night.
Yeah.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Cut it out for the jacket.
We got the trail in the mix.
Hey.
It was a stormy night. Working because I can't reach you.
Hey.
I do what I do. My soul fires like a willow tree. Do we?
Yo, let's go, Wakanda. Hey, we're gonna play this all day. Woo! Hey, let's go.
See what this is all about. The trail.
All right, let's get the show started, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly why we are here. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle.
Got off to a rocky start, but don't worry, we'll have a rocky finish.
It's like a curse.
Let's go!
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator.
Welcome to the show, Zena.
It's deja vu.
In excess, welcome to the show.
It's like every week.
Let's go, everyone. You know we came here.
I'm on top of my
Go ahead and tap the screen.
You can tell that I'm
Go ahead and share the live. Yes, and please go ahead and hit subscribe. You know what we're here to do. Good morning, CC. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we're here to do. Miss Boss Diva, I gotta get you up first. I just thought about it. Good morning, brother Swervin. I remember you said you gotta come in first because you know things have changed. So let's try to make sure we get to that. Hopefully you're here when we open up those boxes. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. I'ma take off. Here he goes. Good morning, Garveen. Nice to see you, champ.
Yes. It was
right. It was.
It was horrible. I'm like, you've gone. Zeus has gone.
Oh my goodness.
It's like deja vu.
I'm at my maximum with this one. Do I need to switch the account, Miss Boss Diva? Do I need to switch the account?
It's like deja vu.
All right.
It's deja vu.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show once again. Do I need to switch the accounts? Okay, because I'm at the max on this. All right, so let's get started. We're off to a bit of a rocky start, but you know what? It's going to be a rocky finish because that's how we get down over here. But before we get into what we came to do, let's take care of, you guessed it, the housekeeping items. Yes, to all of my friends and family out there, especially to my critics and my detractors, the Zeus haters, this one's for you. I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, you know what it is. The first H is because I'm honest, all right? I'm the most honest person on social media, all right? I promise to tell you nothing but the truth. So help me God. That's the first H. The second H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I'm very, very humble. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, you know the deal. I'll be the first to apologize. It just turns out I haven't been wrong lately. But if I were wrong, I definitely would issue an apology. You're right, attacking. You come in a close second, all right? And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain, you guessed it, the most handsome. This is a show. This is more of a show. This isn't more of a, political debate back and forth for those of you who this is your first time here, and that's just how it has to be because of the way things are for Zeus, right? It has to be more of a show, less about the debate, all right? But if you want to, check out a debate, sometimes I do the Closet of Truth. Good morning, Ange. Nice to see you. What we do on this side of TikTok, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very special, all right? We hold our friends on the right, especially their cult leader, Donald J. Trump, accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as their crimes. And believe you me, there's a lot of dirty, disgusting deeds and crimes with our friends on the right, in particular with the MAGA Republicans, who I will continue to refer to as MAGA demons. Donald Trump and his supporters are some of the most disgusting, evil, vile individuals we've ever seen in our lifetime. These are some crooked and corrupt people like you've never ever seen. I mean, they double, triple, and quadruple down on evil. And so what we have to do is to make sure we do not let them get away with it. We cover everything that they do so that they can't run from it, right? And so with that being said, I got something to say to you MAGA demons out there. If you don't want your breakfast ruined this morning, right? If you want to stay in that so-called happy mood, which we all know is a fake mood, right? You might want to leave this live and go on about your miserable day, your miserable morning. You should, because it's about to get very, very uncomfortable in here. All those lies and conspiracy theories you've been spreading about President Joe Biden, I've looked into them, and none of them are true. And it turns out everything you've been saying about President Biden is actually the truth about Donald Trump. Yeah. And so with that being said, MAGA, you might want to leave this live, like I said, because it's about to get ugly in here. But get this. I know you think I'm lying. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Mm-hmm.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Mm-hmm. You're not happy. If you're not happy here in the United States of America, do Zeus and everyone else in here a huge solid. Leave this country and go on about your miserable life. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a little bit of a message queued up. And this is some follow-up to what happened in that New York courtroom when Stormy Daniels went in and testified about the former president and her encounter. This is something, you know what? I got a list of things over here before I get started. This is my list of things that I say are going to be the key reasons for why Donald Trump won't win in November. First of all, we all know he's gone to court for this one. He raped E. Jean Carroll. Right? So make sure you take notes to the Trump supporters out there. Get your ink pad out and your pen and write this down. He raped E. Jean Carroll, and Americans aren't going to let him get away with that. Also, he oversaw the largest fraud in American history. Trump, all those little businesses you claim he's been successfully running. That's going to definitely give him a little bit of a ding. Oh, get this, he stole America's secrets and lied to the FBI about it. Yeah. So these are going to be the reasons why Donald Trump won't get reelected. What else? Oh, yeah, I forgot this one. He tried to overturn an election. Yeah, that's not going to sit too well with Americans, all right? Oh, yeah, what about this? He and his family have taken money from foreign governments. That's not going to sit too good with Americans. What about this? He overturned Roe versus Wade, right? These are going to be the reasons, ladies and gentlemen, why Donald Trump won't get reelected. But you know what? I've added another one. I've added the affair with Stormy Daniels to the list, ladies and gentlemen, and here's why. I don't know if a lot of you have been paying attention, but the way that I do this show, I take into account that a lot of people aren't able to keep up with what's happening with Donald Trump because they got to go take care of business. You know, folks got to go work and things like that. And so what I like to do is help, these people understand where we are at with this. All right. And I'll start with this. Once again, I am gathered here because we find ourselves at a bit of a pivotal moment in American history where truth and accountability, they really must prevail. All right. And they must prevail over deception and evasion. All right. And I want to bring this up. There were some reprehensible remarks made by former President Donald Trump regarding Stormy Daniels. And we all know what her profession is, who yesterday she began her courageous testimony about their alleged affair. Are there any Christians out there? Any MAGA Christians out there before we get started? Any Trump supporters out there? Any Christians out there? Any MAGA Christians? Where's Trey at? Where y'all at? Mods, don't block them. I want them to get this good old truth this morning. All right. Yeah, any of those courageous Christians out there that support Donald Trump, please raise your hand. Any Trump supporters out there today? Any Trump supporters out there today? Where'd y'all go? Normally y'all are in here and you're saying nasty things. Okay. We got Brent, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Brent a round of applause, all right? He actually spoke up for this one. Brent, go ahead. I'm going to give you this one. All right, you too, Rick? All right. So let us not forget that Stormy Daniels, a woman who grew up as the daughter of a low-income single mother, found herself entangled in a web of secrecy spun by a man who would later become the leader of our nation, Mr. Donald Trump, a wealthy businessman who invited her to his hotel suite at a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, right? After meeting Stormy Daniels, okay, she said he spoke to her and there was a brief exchange in which he asked her about her boyfriend and whether or not she had one and or having a husband. And it made sure he pointed out that him and Melania, they don't sleep in the same room. And this is how the mood gets started, all right? And it was there that he made SA advances. You know what those are. Advances. We got to keep it clean on TikTok. Callously telling her, quote, "This is the only way you're getting out of the trailer park." This is what he told her. Such statements reveal not only his disdain for her background, but also a complete lack of empathy. But it doesn't end there. During the encounter, Trump repeatedly asked Daniels, all right, about her work as an entertainer, probing her with questions about testing and STDs. Daniels was unwaveringly honest, and she assured him that she had been both tested and volunteered to even show her entire record. In contrast, Trump's behavior was both invasive and disrespectful. His fixation on her profession and health status underscores a disturbing pattern, one that objectifies and dehumanizes women. Good morning, everyone. Now let us address the other elephant in the room. The eerie resemblance between Stormy Daniels and Trump's daughter, Ivanka. Let me make sure I point this out to you traders out there, to you Trump supporters, to you Christians. The elephant in the room is the eerie resemblance between Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka. In a chilling twist of fate, Donald Trump allegedly remarked that Daniels reminded him of his own daughter. Imagine the audacity, the sheer lack of boundaries to compare an intimate partner to one's child. It's a sentiment that transcends mere poor taste. It delves into the realm of, excuse me, I'm choking up. It delves into the realm of moral bankruptcy. And here's the irony. Trump, the man who sought to hide this affair from the American people during the 2016 election, now faces the consequences of his actions. The hush money trial, where Manhattan prosecutors revealed that Trump's one-time lawyer, Michael Cohen, paid $130,000 to Daniels for her silence, has thrust this sordid affair into the spotlight. The truth, once buried beneath layers of deception, now stands exposed. So as we reflect on these events, let us remember that leadership really does demand integrity, empathy, and respect for others. A leader who objectifies women, disregards their well-being, and compares them to his own flesh and blood falls short of these ideals. Stormy Daniels' testimony serves as a stark reminder that character matters, especially to those who hold the highest office in land. Are there any Trump supporters still out there? Any Trump supporters still out there? I want to make sure I get this right. Is there any Trump supporter out there after hearing this story about Donald Trump likening Stormy Daniels to his own daughter that would like to come up here and defend this? Is there a Trump supporter? Because I got something on standby right quick, but I want to see if there's anyone up here that's wanting to come up here and justify this. Kyle, you want to come up here real quickly, buddy? You want to come up here and explain this? All right, come on, Kyle. I just sent you a quick invite. All right. Why this is acceptable behavior, Kyle, and you get it right. You got 20 seconds, Kyle. What's going on? How do you defend this? Yes. 20 seconds? Yes. Defend this. Why would he call him? Why would he say it's okay for? Why would he say Stormy reminds him of his own daughter? Is that acceptable, Kyle?
No, that is acceptable because that's not what he said.
No. You said it is acceptable? You said it is acceptable, Kyle?
That's what she's claiming. That's not what
No.
said.
I'm asking you as a grown adult, is that acceptable conduct? Assuming she's telling the truth, is that acceptable behavior, Kyle, or not?
Zeus, all he was saying is...
No. This is a yes or no, Kyle. You got 10 seconds. Yeah. It's acceptable? Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Kyle just got his first class trip to hell. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Kyle and the rest of the supporters who continue to think stuff like that is acceptable our first honorable round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. Kyle, you're an evil, nasty individual, Kyle.
Silence.
Kyle,
You never demon.
Kyle, I gave you 20 seconds to actually say, you know what, Zeus, if she's telling the truth, that's wrong. And you failed. This is you see this, America? This is why we have to have these kind of shows out here. This is why we got to do this day in and day out. Because Donald Trump supporters, they think it's okay to do this. Hook up with a woman that they say reminds them of their daughter. This is some sick and twisted stuff. This is some sick and twisted stuff that the nation has found themselves in. So, Kyle, you know what? I'm going to ask that you continue to sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast. Now, listen, Kyle, I'm going to open up those boxes towards the end of the show. If you want to think about what we just talked about and come on back here, if you want to think about what we just talked, I was going to change your mind. Really, Kyle? You know what, Kyle? All right, let me hear what you got to say, Kyle. Let's get this out of the way real quick before I move on. Come on back up here, Kyle. How are you going to change my mind? And get straight to the point, because I got to do the rest of this show, Kyle. What are you going to say?
I know you do, and I'm sorry that you can't handle the truth. That Stormy, look, it's an election year, so they had to put Trump through something. All these other court cases are done. They're not. He's not going to pay New York. He's not going to pay E. Jean Carroll. The one in Florida is already.
Kyle, you said you're going to change my mind. How are you going to convince me that it's okay for you to sleep with a woman that reminds you of your daughter? Is that how you get down?
I'm not saying that.
No. Is that what you're doing? Is that how you live your life? You got a wife or something like that? You got a wife? You got a
I'm not saying that's true. You're putting words in my
No,
mouth.
okay, so how do you justify this kind of behavior,
You
Kyle?
know, like Brett Kavanaugh.
No, Kyle. Let's stick to just you and me. We're grown men. How do you justify saying it's okay to hook up with a woman that reminds you of your daughter?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the
Well,
woman.
what are you trying to get at
How
with
do you
Zeus?
know
Because I got to get
Stormy
the rest of this
Daniels?
show going, bro. And you said you're going to change my mind. That means you've got something you're going to share with me that makes me think it's acceptable to do that. So what is it?
Stormy Daniels didn't look like his daughter.
No. But the comment was made by Trump, Kyle. So are you standing on that? Are you standing
That's
behind
not
Trump on that,
video.
Kyle? Kyle, are you standing behind Trump on that? Yes or no?
I have to, man.
Oh, well, see, and that right there, Kyle, is again what makes you a disgusting individual and a liar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Kyle another round of booze and shame. Kyle, you said you were going to change my mind.
Silence. You matter demon.
And you can see it in the comment section. It's not just Kyle, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason I do the show like this, I don't block them or anything. Just leave them there. It's because you got to understand these are people walking amongst us out here in the United States of America. All right. These are the Trump supporters, and they're actually coming out of the woodwork right now. The curtain's been pulled back, and you now have to see. You got to see this for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not making this up, right? So let's move on with our first topic. All right. Stormy Daniels, she spoke. Donald Trump fumed, and the jurors were captivated, but they were also cringing. A riveting courtroom battle played out at Donald Trump's hush money trial yesterday over the motives, morals of one of these cases, all right, which is involving, Stormy. The prosecutor sought to portray her as an entrepreneurial, three-dimensional woman defying stereotypes of the film industry. Trump's defense team presented a much less flattering picture of her as an extortionist, as a liar eager to cash in on an unlikely brush with fame. Officially, the audience for the tense exchange. No, I cannot do any battling. The audience for the tense exchange that sometimes approached shouting was the jury of 7 men and 5 women seated in the shabby 15th floor courtroom in Lower Manhattan. But the packed gallery, the intense security, and the TV trucks outside were all reminders that Trump's potential political liability in the case is at least significant in his legal exposure. For about 3 hours, prosecutors Susan Hoffinger sought to convince the jury that the broader audience that Daniels is far more than an image conjured by the tabloid headlines. Hoffinger met the formidable challenge of trying to render this woman in and making her relatable by stressing her protectiveness of her daughter. Her works on movies and music videos outside of the industry she's in, the 3 books that she has written, and a flirtation with a 2009 Senate candidacy in Louisiana. Daniels bluntly describes her entry, ladies and gentlemen, into the industry, and then it took about 15 minutes before she was asked to address the elephant in the room. Her encounter with Donald Trump at a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe, which happened in 2006, where she claimed to have a romantic encounter with the former president. She said she knew little about him at the time, except that he had a TV show. Daniels said the celebrity golfers met her several other people in that industry from the same studio at a phone line at the event. Upon hearing that she directed some films, Trump was quick to comment on her intellect, she says. All right? She pointed him out, saying this is Donald Trump in the courtroom with the navy blue jacket. And while she did, Trump remained stone-faced, not looking in her direction. She said she met him at his hotel. All right? But he didn't take her out to dinner. He invited her up and gave her a glass of water. All right? She said she told him to go changed. He obliged very politely. All right? And then this is when it gets kind of interesting. This is when she ended up spanking him with the magazine, and guess what? Having a nasty affair with him. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury saw all of this, and I guarantee you when they heard all of this stuff coming out about Donald Trump, they knew exactly what the motive was in 2016 for paying her. He wasn't paying her to hide this from Melania. He could care less. He was paying her to hide this from the American people, right? And so, Kyle, this one's for you. Raymond, you're right. Trump did do it. This one's for you, Kyle, and all of you Trump supporters that still justify this nasty behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, join me once again in giving them another round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
Yeah. I don't want to hear anything about Joe Biden. So if you're out there in my comment section and you're bringing up stuff about Joe Biden, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself, because you know the rule. If you got dirt on Joe Biden, be prepared to bring it up into the when I open up the boxes, bring it up. Bring a screenshot, and don't tell me, well, Zeus, don't you think this and don't you think that? No, I don't think a thing. Show me the proof. All right. Now let's move it on, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Adams says possibility of Donald Trump being jailed is being discussed with the Department of Corrections. How many of you out there think it's time for Donald Trump to be jailed? By show, put a 1 in the chat if you think it's time for Donald Trump to be jailed. How many of you out there think it's time for Donald Trump to be jailed? Just put a 1 in the chat, please. I want to make sure. I want to make sure we're all on the same frequency. You see that? You see this MAGA? You see this MAGA? America is waiting for this. Yes, you got 1 million of them, Heaven, right? Yeah. All right, and it seems that vibe, that energy is definitely the talk of the town in New York. New York City Mayor Eric Adams revealed the possibility of former President Donald Trump being jailed in the state, and it's being discussed between the mayor's office and New York City Department of Corrections. Adams said in a Tuesday press conference that the Department of Correction and Rikers Island would, quote, be ready. They would be ready in case Trump is jailed for violating Judge Juan Merchan's gag order in the New York hush money trial. Yeah. See, you know these Trump supporters, how are you going to put him in jail if he has Secret Service? You don't know how this jail thing works in the United States. It's almost as if you Trump supporters just found out that there's been this invention in the United States called jail, prison. Y'all never heard of this? Wow. The department's commissioner is prepared for whatever comes to Rikers Island, and I'm pretty sure she would be prepared to manage and deal with the situation, Adams says. We have to adjust. Yeah. He said, in this business, particularly around law enforcement, we have to adjust whatever comes our way. But we don't want to deal with the hypothetical, but they're professionals and they'll be ready. And I want to make sure you all understand why we're in this situation right now. Just like Donald Trump has no respect for women and he likes to dehumanize them, he has no respect for the rule of law. He has none. And the writing's all over the wall. And so every day that he violates that gag order, I want you all to rest assured that Donald Trump will, at some point, find himself in a jail cell. And as a matter of fact, if you listen to his last video, or the day before, yeah, he said it's a sacrifice that he is willing to make. And guess what? It's a sacrifice we're willing to help you make. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving Donald Trump and his supporters what they deserve. Another round of booze and shame, right? Because this is one step closer to them going to jail. No, I'm not holding my breath. I never have to.
Silence!
Listen.
You MAGA
Listen.
demon!
I'm gonna be honest with all of you out there, all right? I've been doing this for almost 2 years, right? Very patient person. Where we're at right now, I want you all to understand. A couple of years ago, these people out here on TikTok, you would say stuff to them like, Donald Trump's going to go to jail. He's going to, be indicted. And they would say, there's no precedent for that, Zeus. You're making things up. And in some cases, you got in trouble on this app because it seemed like it was misinformation, right? But look at where we're at now. Thank you, Jess. In some cases, it seemed like misinformation. But my, oh my. My, oh my. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing where we're at right now, where we have a former president that's actually been committing crimes, being held accountable at a level they could never imagine? Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing, ladies and gentlemen? So I do firmly believe it's taking a while. All right. Judge Juan Merchan definitely probably wants to put him in jail, but they got to make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed before they put this guy in jail. Right? You've been with me the whole time, CC. And so, MAGA, I want you to brace yourself for impact. This isn't a Democrat hit job. This is what happens in this country. This is what happens when you continue to break the law. When you break the law in this country, they got a special place for you. All right. And we're all being able to watch it in real time play out. All right. Now let's move on to our next topic. All right. We're winning now, sir. All right. And this is what a former insider is explaining how Trump's lawyers work to keep him feeling nice and sweet. All right. And this is why you hear these TikTok hosts, these fake TikTok hosts, these fake content creators. You know who they are. Snuggles.
Struggle bubbles, struggle pancakes, struggle honey buns.
Oh!
Struggle in the way. Yeah. He's a struggler.
Oh yeah. Someone asked me, where is Snuggles? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Snuggles right here. Yeah. He's been banned. This is his account. You got to ask yourself, MAGA, why is Snuggles once again banned? And I'll tell you why. Because he's been lying to you. And you're on your way to MAGA Dean. Goodbye, Snuggles! Yeah, he's a struggler.
Struggle pancakes, struggle honey buns, struggle in the way. Yeah. He's a struggler.
I'm sorry, bro. Listen, you get on TikTok and you start lying like he does. That's what's going to happen to you. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So what they're saying is, in order for him to kind of be kept contained in the courtroom, his lawyers and his legal team, they have to lie to him and tell him that he's winning when he really isn't. So now you understand why his supporters on this app keep running around saying Donald Trump is winning. It's because they're just trying to keep him, contained because he's really a child. Listen up.
Get agitated at me and say, you're not fighting for me hard enough. You're not saying things on fighting for him. It brought back memories of when he'd get agitated at me and say, you're not fighting for me hard enough. You're not saying things on TV that are strong enough. Or he would do that to his legal team with both of the impeachments when we were in the White House. He would yell at them, you're not fighting for me. So I think that after the lunch break, he clearly let them know what he wanted. And his lawyer, was very aggressive with Stephanie Clifford towards the end. So I have a feeling he felt better about it. The fact that he walked out and didn't really bring her up and actually tried to talk some campaign issues makes me think that his people are telling him, we're winning now, sir. This was a great day for us.
Oh, so his lawyers are telling him he's winning now and it was a great day, even though the rest of us see this was probably the worst day of his entire life. Us finding out that he only lasted, 45 seconds in the room with Stormy, and that it was somehow intertwined with this deep desire to hook up with his daughter, Ivanka. Oh, you call that a great day? No, it wasn't. It was a terrible day. Ladies and gentlemen, because they have no shame. This is why we give MAGA boos a shame. It's clear they don't have any shame, so we got to give it to them. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Donald Trump, the 45-second individual, what he deserves. Another round of boos and shame. This is MAGA for you.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
A lot of people say, Zeus, can you just stop covering Donald Trump? This is what they come to me. It's like you got TDS, Zeus. This is what they say to me. And I said, the offer is still on the table. MAGA, the offer is still on the table. If you want me to stop talking about Trump, we got to agree on three things. One, we have to agree that the 2020 election wasn't rigged. We have to agree that Donald Trump is responsible for the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. And we also have to agree that there's no evidence of Joe Biden being a criminal. Can we agree on those things, MAGA? Can we agree on those things? Can we agree on any of those things, MAGA? Put a yes in the chat, MAGA, if we can agree that Donald Trump is responsible for January 6th. Can we agree that the 2020 election wasn't rigged? Can we agree yet? See, I see there's some dissension in my comment section, ladies and gentlemen. They must not have heard me at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
See, they don't learn. You guys don't learn. And so I'm going to help get you to the point that you're going to have to actually tap out. That's how this is going to work out, MAGA. All right? Don't type another thing in my chat, you traitors. Just sit your special behind down and listen to this special broadcast for a second. All right? Don't type another thing, you traitors. All right? You've already done enough damage to this country. Congressman declares Biden has been acquitted of every single MAGA smear. All right? U.S. Representative Eric Swalwell, a member of the House Judiciary Committee chaired by Representative, you guessed it, Jim Deranged Jordan, tried to slam the door shut on Jim Jordan's pursuit of criminal charges against President Joe Biden, who Jordan and his colleague James Dangerous Comer, Oversight Committee chair, have repeatedly vowed to impeach during investigations that have lasted more than a year. Swalwell announced that he called an autopsy report on Republican impeachment investigation, an autopsy, of course, because of a procedure performed only by something that's dead, contending that the president deserves to hear it. Swalwell announced, in light of Republicans producing absolutely zero evidence on impeachment, let's just declare from here forward until they put some evidence out that Joe Biden has been acquitted of every single MAGA smear. Listen up, all right? Listen up, you traitors. Let's go, all right? Here we go. Oh, my goodness.
The autopsy report on their impeachment investigation. But the president certainly deserves to hear this. In light of Republicans producing absolutely zero on impeachment, let's just declare from here forward until they put up some evidence that Joe Biden has been acquitted of every single MAGA smear. Acquitted. It's over.
It's over. You've never produced any evidence, whether it's in Congress, and you haven't even produced any evidence on TikTok. And your cult leader that was trying to bring the evidence, Snuggles, even TikTok is disgusted with him, and they've banned him from this app, and you all are on your way if you continue to push that lie. Ladies and gentlemen, join me once again in giving Snuggles and everyone on down what they deserve. Another round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
All right, I got one more topic, and then we'll move on to the final part of the monologue, which is obviously January 6th. Good morning, Miss Morningstar. All right, we got one more topic to bring up. All right, and you know exactly what it is. Judge Eileen Cannon indefinitely postpones Trump's classified documents trial. Once again, we have a wolf in the hen house with Judge Eileen Cannon. All right, we all knew this. Obviously, Judge Eileen Cannon, who was appointed by Donald Trump when he was president, is hoping Donald Trump gets reelected so that he could put her on the Supreme Court, you know, add one more conservative to the justice, right? He wants to add Eileen Cannon, and she will do anything to get that coveted position because, you know, once you get in there, you pretty much can break the law without any consequences, right? So we all see what's going on. The judge presiding over Donald Trump's criminal case in Florida on the charges that he hoarded classified secrets at Mar-a-Lago estate after his presidency has indefinitely postponed the trial once scheduled for May 20th. Now, we're going to skip towards the end of this because I think this is the most important thing. The delaying of a final decision, all right, what Judge Cannon does is she gives other judges presiding over Trump's criminal cases, right? U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan in Washington, D.C., all right? And Fulton County Superior Court Judge Scott McAfee in Georgia what she has done is she is giving them a window to schedule their own trials this summer or fall. And this is why it doesn't really matter, because number one, notice that they didn't say the trial has been dismissed. All that means is it's just been pushed back. All right, but you know how this works. The criminal justice system, once they take a bite out of your behind, they never let go. Arrgh. You ever seen one of those dogs lock on? Once they lock on like that, they never let go. All right, so this classified documents case isn't going anywhere, but I can live knowing that, you know, right after Stormy Daniels, we might be able to get closer in terms of what happened on January 6th, whether it's in Washington, D.C., or with the beloved Fani Willis. And you remember how these folks tried to say Fani Willis was going to be kicked off the case? You remember this? These Trump supporters were all over TikTok. Fani Willis is going to get kicked off the case. Nathan Wade and Fani. No, Nathan is gone, but Fani is right there, MAGA, ready to rain down hell and hot fire on your behinds. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give these Trump supporters what they deserve. Because they don't understand that, thank God, Aileen Cannon did this, because we all knew she was stringing it along. I'm glad she put it in writing, so now these other judges that mean business can get out here and start moving mean. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give these Trump supporters another round of boos and shame! They don't like me because I tell the truth out here. Look at this, MAGA. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet. See you in court. Oh, yeah. Nothing makes me feel good knowing right after we get done with this Manhattan trial, we're going to park his special behind in another courtroom and have him sitting there fuming, all right? And you know he's out on bond. He's not supposed to be breaking the law. But all these gag order violations, I'm pretty sure once this Manhattan trial is over, those judges, they're going to want to talk to him about violating these gag orders. Oh, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, everything that glitters isn't gold. I've been trying to tell you that. All right. Now let's wrap this monologue up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And you know exactly what we must do. One of my signature things to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is what happened during the 2020 election. All right, I really do believe this is something that needs to be told over and over in order to actually give the people who were the victims of this heinous attack the justice that they deserve. That's why I tell January 6th, all right? Sometimes I don't want to do it, but then I say, you know what, it's very important. We keep beating this drum. What I want to do is make sure you all understand what happened on January 6th, all right, the way it really went down. Don't believe these people when they say it was a peaceful protest, a tourist visit gone awry, or when they say silly things like, you know, it was BLM or Antifa dressed up in Trump gear and, you know, the FBI and the ghost buses, right? We've debunked every single one of those conspiracy theories, all right? We've done we've dived into this matter quite a bit, and I tell it because number one. Number two, Donald Trump is doing exactly what he did in 2020. He's trying it right here, right now. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's talk January 6th. No Trump supporter on this app wants to ever talk. Every Trump supporter that I've talked to, I'm the last person they want to talk to about January 6th. Isn't that something? Because they know I know the truth, and I'm not shy about telling it, right? So let's go started. Many of us know what was going on in 2020. You know, you ask them, were you better off today than you were 4 years ago? They'll lie and say, yes, they were. No, you weren't. You were in the middle of a pandemic. The world was in the middle of a pandemic. And Donald Trump had lied to the American people about the dangers of the pandemic. All right. The economy was tanking. You ever seen a roller coaster? You ever been on a roller coaster and when it starts to go down and you just start to scream? That's what was happening with our stock market. Everything was about to crash. It was so scary, we had to start printing money. Our national debt skyrocketed because of this. And Donald Trump knew the writing was on the wall. There's no chance, there's no way in heck that you're going to get reelected. So in an act of desperation, he engaged in a criminal scheme to try to remain in office. And it began with his big lie. Well, Zeus, What was his big lie? All right, this was it.
It's a rigged election. It's the only way we're going to lose.
Right, Donna? Right, Donna? It's a rigged election. That's the only way that we're going to lose, is what he told his supporters. And so then what happened? Well, the election, it went and did what it did. And in November, the results of the election, they were revealed to the American people. All the poll numbers that he thought were in his favor, he had to go, oh, that wasn't really what was going on. Yeah, you didn't win, Donald Trump. You lost. There was no red wave, Donald Trump. It was a big, big, big blue wall. Really? Yeah. So what did Donald Trump do after he lost? We all saw it. Did he concede to Joe Biden and say congratulations on running a good campaign? No, he didn't. He did this instead. He did this instead.
We had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newt? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory.
He didn't concede. That seed of doubt that he had planted in the minds of his supporters, he poured a little water on it. And then he went one step further. He put some fertilizer on it by saying this.
76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
And just like that, people like Rob in my chat right now, right? They believe Donald Trump. They believed everything he said. Now Rob isn't simply a Trump supporter. Rob has been converted into one of Donald Trump's foot soldiers, a domestic terrorist for Trump, because, you know, Rob has been waiting for that so-called civil war. Yeah, Donald Trump was the modern-day Jefferson Davis to these people, and they were willing to do anything he said do. And Donald Trump knew that. So he has his supporters now ready to become his soldiers, his Confederate soldiers. He then does this. He puts a little scheme into motion. You all remember this. You all remember this, ladies and gentlemen?
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
See, that's the fake elector scheme. Rob, that's the fake elector scheme that he had in motion. So he has you radicalized and ready to be his foot soldiers, you little Trumpies. And he has the little fake elector scheme in motion. What does he do next? All right, you all remember it. Attention, Rob, and the rest of you Trump supporters out there. I need you to sell everything that you have and send the money to me, because I lost to Joe Biden and I'm very angry. And then the next thing, Rob, that I need you to do is I need you to meet me in Washington, D.C. at an event that I am hosting called Stop the Steal. Be there, will be wild, Rob. You remember this, Rob. You remember this because these are your orders. And so what did Rob do, ladies and gentlemen? I'll tell you what Rob did. You remember those U-Hauls? Yeah. Rob got his special behind in the back of one of these U-Hauls with his buddies, you know, the Patriot Front, the Boogaloo Boys, the Oath Keepers, the Proud Boys. This is what Rob and his friends did. And you notice something? This is why I always do this. This was during the pandemic, right? Used to run into cats like Rob in the store, and the store had a sign up, mask required. Rob and his friends would walk into the store with a little mask like this, and they cover it like this, right? They cover it like this, where his nose was still exposed, and you can still see the snot coming out of his nose. Hey, excuse me, sir. You should please put your mask on. None of us want to be subjected to those nasty germs you got going. Don't make me wear that mask. I can't breathe when I wear that mask. And they crash out in these stores. You should see these Trumps. They would really crash out, willing to go to jail. Don't make me wear that mask. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And they cough all over the produce. Isn't it funny that Rob had no problem? People like Rob had no problem putting that mask on and getting in the back of those U-Hauls to commit heinous acts of violence against the United States government. You had no problem putting a mask on to be a domestic terrorist, right, Rob? So now that this motion or this plan is in place, ladies and gentlemen, you all know what happened next. Rob and his friends, they went to Washington, D.C., where they got orders from one of Donald Trump's lieutenants. You all remember Marjorie Taylor Greene, who we all suspect may have been planning those pipe bombs, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene gave these soldiers their next order.
Everything. If we flood the Capitol building, flood all the government buildings, go inside. These are public buildings. We own them. We own these buildings. Do you understand that? We own the buildings and we pay all the people that work in the building. Finished with our meetings here at the White House this afternoon. We had a great planning session for our January 6th objection. We aren't going to let this election be stolen by Joe Biden and the Democrats. President Trump won by a landslide. Call your House reps, call your senators from your states. We've got to make sure they're on board. We already have a lot of people engaged. Okay, stay tuned.
And we all know what happened after that. We all know exactly what happened after that. MAGA doesn't like it when I remind them of this part of January 6th. This is the part that they don't want to talk about. All those hours of footage that have been released, for some strange reason, they gloss over this. Isn't that something? What happened next, ladies and gentlemen, will definitely go down in American history as one of the most consequential moments in the executive branch, all right, in the White House. Donald Trump goes and he confronts his vice president at the time, Mike Pence. Hey, Pence, everything's in motion, pal. I got the fake electors in place. I got my Confederate soldiers at the ellipse. All we need you to do, Pence, is not certify those votes. Can you do that for old Donnie? Can you do that for the boss? And you know what? In an act of heroicness, I should say, Pence grew a little spine. And he said to the president, "Sir, unfortunately, that's a bridge too far. I cannot obey that directive because in order for me to do that, that would require me to place you above the United States Constitution, a document that our founding fathers fought and bled for, a document that many Americans have lost their lives and bled for as well. I just can't do that for you, Mr. President." To which Donald Trump angrily got into Mike Pence's face and he called him the nasty P word. The same P word that you heard in the Access Hollywood tape. He called his own vice president that. You know what your problem is, Pence? You're a little too honest. And he stormed out of the room. "Security, take me to the ellipse to be with my soldiers." Security says, "Sir, those folks, they are armed. They have tactical gear. They have weapons. We don't think it's safe for you to go there." "Take me to be with my soldiers. I'm the president of the United States." "Yes, sir." And you know, we all know what happened next, right? They took the commander-in-chief, ladies and gentlemen, to the ellipse where he got on stage and he saw a sea of red, white, and blue patriots for Donald Trump. And upon seeing this sea of MAGA demons, you all remember what he did? He decides to encourage them to engage in heinous acts of violence.
Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down. Anyone you want, but I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them. Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
Right. That's Donald Trump encouraging his supporters to engage in, you guessed it, heinous acts of violence.
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Right.
So, let's have trial by combat.
Let's have trial by combat.
So, let's have trial by combat.
And that's exactly what they intended to do. You all remember they began to march towards the United States Capitol, and at one point, you all remember they wanted to unalive the Vice President of the United States, right? You remember this, right? They wanted to unalive the Vice President of the United States, ladies and gentlemen. Does this sound like a peaceful protest to you? It doesn't sound like one to me. No, God didn't choose Trump. All right? No. The devil chose Donald Trump, and the devil chose you. As a matter of fact, you're going to hell. I don't know if you knew that, but I was sent to tell you you're going to hell today. All right, Vicky? All right? And I'm just being honest with you. So let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. You all remember Ashley Babbitt? Do you all remember Ashley Babbitt? One of Donald Trump's foot soldiers? Yeah. Yeah, you know, we got Ashley Babbitt on tape, ladies and gentlemen, you know, doing what she shouldn't have been doing on January 6th. Let's listen to what Ashley Babbitt was saying and doing that day, all right? If please bear with me, all right?
District. Why don't you worry about your own goddamn district and the that's going on there? You are a complete, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all you on notice. Every single one of you politicians in California, Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Maxine Waters, Duncan Hunter, what the hell is Kamala? Where is Kamala? Talking about ISIS like KKK. We got this Mark Karen. You know what? We have thousands of people on the other side of the border. Your people can't get to work. Our economy is going to take an absolute tank because you guys refuse to choose America over your stupid political party. Capital and Mom, there's an estimated over 3 million people here today. So despite what the media tells you, boots on the ground definitely say something different. There is a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, patriots and Trump.
She says there's a sea of nothing but red, white, and blue, patriots for Trump. So that just gets rid of the, the narrative that it was the FBI, BLM, or Antifa, right? That gets rid of that lie. This is MAGA, ladies and gentlemen. This is January 6th, the way it actually happened. And you all know what happened to Ashley Babbitt, right? Do you all remember? Let me remind you what happened to Ashley Babbitt. That's the moment right before Ashley Babbitt lost her life in the battlefield on behalf of Donald Trump. A MAGA soldier lost their life in the battlefield on behalf of Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. And you know why? Because she believed the big lie that the 2020 election was rigged. She believed that Donald Trump was going to actually go right to the Capitol with her. She believed that it was her right to take the Capitol and storm it. She didn't understand she was actually engaging in a domestic terrorist act led and organized by Donald Trump. And after Ashley Babbitt lost her life in the battlefield for Donald Trump, what did Donald Trump do? What did she do? What did Donald Trump do after she lost her life? Well, I'll tell you what he did.
Some information that stands out to me is that Donald Trump was passed a note after one of the rioters was shot in the Capitol, and was made clear that this person had been shot, this woman had been shot in the chest. And the valet says that he offered no reaction upon learning that. He kept sitting in the chair watching the violence unfurl on TV.
A non-reaction at the death of Ashley Babbitt.
A non-reaction. He didn't care. As far as he was concerned, she failed him. Donald Trump is responsible for January 6th. Donald Trump is responsible for his foot soldiers that day. Ashley Babbitt really did believe his lie that the election was rigged. She was turned up level 10. She really had been fully indoctrinated to the point where she was willing to lay down her life for Donald Trump. This is some sick stuff you've all found yourselves in. But Ashley Babbitt, ladies and gentlemen, she isn't the only soldier of Donald Trump's, all right? Today, once again, I have another soldier, a MAGA demon, to visit, all right, to revisit. We have another MAGA soldier who's been brought to justice. Let's get into this. I've been waiting for you guys. Father spontaneously greeted FBI as he and his 2 sons are arrested for disorder at the United States Capitol on January 6th. Let's get into this story. William Gallagher, 55 years old, James Gallagher, 22 years old, and Thomas Gallagher, 25, were arrested roughly 2 hours north of Atlanta in rural Elijah. Hold on. I gotta do a little screensaver. Elijah, Georgia on Monday. The FBI said William Gallagher spontaneously greeted agents when he opened the door this week, all right, telling them, quote, "I've been waiting for you guys." The arrest seemed to be a long time in the making for the FBI. According to a statement of facts, an agent first attempted to interview William Gallagher just a few weeks after the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, but Gallagher shut that conversation down after asking for an attorney. The FBI wouldn't see him again until 3 years later on March 7th, 2024, after an employee of the gated resort community where Gallagher lived confirmed that he saw William Gallagher regularly and was able to positively identify him to an inquiring agent. That was Tommy and James' dad, the employee said, and then identified the 2 sons, all right, who now have shorter haircuts, all right? Prosecutors say William Gallagher breached the Capitol before his sons on January 6th, managing to push past police and past at least one officer with a large crowd near the Capitol Rotunda doors. It was close to 2:40 p.m. when William Gallagher spent a little under 2 minutes trying to force open the heavy doors and get past police, who were left to guard them, the court records say. All right. As a result of these efforts, a police line was broken twice. In that location that afternoon, prosecutors alleged. They also say William Gallagher managed to place his hands on an officer and forcibly pull one off the rotunda door. With the help of another rioter, Gallagher was allegedly able to move that police officer out of an entryway that needed guarding. Seemingly to William Gallagher's credit, the FBI noted in his affidavit that after an altercation with police, he then appeared to apologize to them. Thomas and James Gallagher are accused of meeting their father inside of the rotunda before heading towards the Senate chamber together and then doubling back 10 minutes later. The FBI said the men's father was in the building for 45 minutes. The sons were inside for just under 30 minutes at that time, all right? Though the sons made it inside, prosecutors say that they're not charged with any specific acts of violence. The men did chant together while inside, however, screaming, "USA! USA!" An attorney for the Gallaghers could not be immediately reached for comment. William Gallagher faces 5 charges, including obstruction of law enforcement during a civil disorder. His sons have been charged with misdemeanors, including disorderly conduct. The sons were not charged with obstruction. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, another one of Donald Trump's foot soldiers have been brought to justice. And you know what we must do. First, let's give them what they deserve, right? Another round of boos and shame. Let's give them their booze and shame. All right, and since they've been arrested, you know what we got to do. Let's send them off the old-fashioned way.
I'd like to begin by addressing the heinous attack on the United States Capitol. Like all Americans, I am outraged by the violence, lawlessness, and mayhem. I immediately deployed the National Guard and federal law enforcement to secure the building and expel the intruders. America is and must always be a nation of law and order. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. To those who engaged in the acts of violence and destruction, you do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
You see, MAGA, this is why we do this kind of content. This is why I do this kind of content. Because you can't see how you were played. All right? Well, first of all, you got to admit, you worship a clown, Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, is a clown at the highest level, all right? I mean, many of you've seen what Donald Trump looks like, right? I mean, this guy, Donald Trump, does exactly what a clown does, right? He wakes up every morning, all right? You know what a clown does you know what a clown does, right? Put on the makeup. Donald Trump puts on that same makeup just like a clown, all right? Clown puts on a wig. Donald Trump, he puts that bird's nest right there on his head, just like a clown. You know, clown's got that jumpsuit. He has the same suit. You know it, the crumpled suit with the diaper and the red tie, or in this case, he has changed his tie, all right? And he's delivering pieces. I mean, like, seriously, he's running the biggest circus we've ever seen in history. And you are all in it. You know how you like to say, the rest of the world is laughing at us. You're darn right the rest of the world is laughing at y'all. He has grown men running around here wearing red hats that say MAGA while he's fighting for his life in a courtroom. Y'all still haven't came out of the fog, MAGA. You're a laughing stock. You say he's a successful businessman, but every day he's asking you for some money. Isn't that something? $500 million he's been fined in New York for running a fraud for decades, a fraudulent business enterprise for decades. E. Jean Carroll, she's cleaned his clock. You got the Stormy Daniels. This guy is the most dangerous person to have in the White House. And y'all say, put him in office. Put that guy in office. Because the one that's in office, Joe Biden, who has none of this going on, he's a terrible person. We need the dirtiest of the dirtiest of the dirtiest in the White House to fix this country. Y'all got to be something else out there. What do y'all do? Where y'all get this information from? What do you eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Misinformation? Y'all really eat it like that? You all ought to be ashamed of yourselves. He's making money off of you every single day. Zeus, I can't buy any eggs. You don't deserve any eggs, now that I think about it. None of you deserve to have gas in your cars. You don't deserve to have a roof over your head, because all you're going to do with the extra money you got is send it to this clown. You've been bad stewards with your money. The good Lord isn't going to reward you when you're being fools with your money, MAGA. That's why you're suffering right now. It's a sad thing that folks like me, and not just me, but there's other hosts out here, other content creators. We have to daily engage you all in the same conversation over and over and over. And you lie like we can't see or understand that you're lying. They say, why do you keep covering January 6th, Zeus? It's old. No, it's not. It's not old. Every day, one of you soldiers are being arrested, sentenced, or convicted every day. I've never ran out of content for January 6th. So you can't say it's old, MAGA. What's old? You want to know what's old? How about this? You getting on TikTok and lying to us. That's getting old, right? 2016, I'll give it to you. In 2016, you know what? I actually thought you would all figure it out, and I didn't. I didn't engage in it, right? I said they'll figure it out after a Trump presidency. They'll figure it out. Waste of time. But then I said, oh, like he did when he found out he lost. I said, oh, they're never gonna get it. These Trump supporters, they refuse to wake up and come out of the fog. So now it's time to ratchet it up. Now we're turning up the temperature. You want to be a frog? You want to get cooked in the boiling water? Go ahead and get in there. I don't mind turning it up. I don't mind sending these Trump supporters straight to hell. I really don't. Because I know you want the ultimate MAGA reward. What's the ultimate MAGA reward? A lot of you've been asking me. The ultimate MAGA reward is what? Jail. And if you don't get your soul right, hell, with a chapter 11 in between. And every single one of you seditionists, treasonous traitors are guaranteed to get it, all right? As long as you continue to worship this guy. The one you see in this picture delivering pizzas. And by the way, if you go look into that, that was staged. The pizza man delivered the pizzas. Then Trump pulled up. They went and gave him the pizzas that the pizza man delivered, right? And then he walks up. He didn't even carry the pizzas like a real pizza man. If you look at it, the pizzas are just swinging as he's walking up to give these firefighters. He don't care about. Take the pizza. And what did his supporters do? They went all over the internet. Look at Trump. He's such an American. He cares about the firefighter. He delivered pizzas. Listen, you all are a disgrace to the American people. I didn't know you were that easy to bamboozle, all right, and swindle. If I didn't have a heart, I'd swindle every single MAGA person. I'd sell you some of the biggest lies you could ever think of. You know I could do that, right? But I'm not that kind of person. I'm not as corrupt as this guy is. But I could do it. So you better watch out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my monologue. Thank you, C. Will, and thank you all of you who subscribed and sent the support. I really do appreciate it. Now let's open up the boxes, ladies and gentlemen, and get straight to it. Let's hear from those of you who are brave enough to get in the box and to tell the truth and shame the devil. You know, I normally like to say thank you when you all show support, but sometimes when I'm locked in, I just got to go. So it doesn't mean I'm not appreciative or I don't see it. It's just I got to get the message out, all right? You all are doing a great job. All right, so you know the rules, ladies and gentlemen. You get 3 minutes, all right, to get up here and speak your piece. As long as you're being honest, you're going to get the 3 minutes. But if you get up here and I start to see that you're lying, or the people in here start to sense that you're lying, we're going to have to stop and hit the spot. Oh, wait, because we can't have lies and misinformation circulating out here, number one. Number two, the offer still stands. If there's anyone out there that has dirt on President Joe Biden, please bring that into the live. And evidence means a screenshot of whatever it is that you're talking about. I need to see that. And then possibly I'll let you explain how that screenshot can be used as evidence against President Joe Biden, all right? And let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, with our first panelist. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let's start with attacking. I see you, Fuzzard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to brother attacking.
Zeus, you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
All right, good. All right.
What do you got for us, my good friend?
Well, hold on. Where's my picture?
Oh, you got some evidence. You got some actual information for us to dissect.
Well, what I want to know is this. Screw it. I guess my picture's in log. Donald Trump, Stormy Daniels.
Yes.
Karen McDougal.
Mm-hmm.
Why did both Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels say the same thing that Donald Trump said, "You remind me of my daughter"?
I had a gentleman. Did you see him, Kyle, come up here?
Yes, I did.
Kyle, are you still here, Kyle? Because
yeah.
Those are questions I can't answer. I tried to get clarification, but right. I haven't found a Trump supporter that can actually explain the connection and how that somehow turns them on. I don't get that.
Yeah, there it is. Donald Trump literally tells Daniels and McDougal remind him of his daughter. It didn't fit, but that's okay.
Yeah. I get it.
And how come they're saying that what she said? I mean, I put a video up of somebody already distorting what Stormy Daniels said, which is kind of funny because you have the testimony and then you have them lying about what she said. You have documentation. You have notations from Alan Weisselberg how to pay back Michael Cohen. You have the people in the audit department. You have attorneys. You have Weisselberg, not Weisselberg, well, his notes. You have Pecker. All these dots that are connecting, and now you're saying that Stormy Daniels didn't have sex with Trump. You know, one thing that's not going to happen.
Talk to him.
Is Donald Trump testifying.
Wow.
He's going to play it out in the public. Oh, she's lying. She's lying. She's lying. Well, then why don't you get up on stand under oath and tell the truth? You say you're a truther.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You say what they're saying is wrong and incorrect. Well, then get up there.
Yeah.
And stop lying to the American public like you have all these years since 2015.
Yeah.
And provide the evidence.
Does anyone have the evidence? Maybe you have it because Trump clearly hasn't produced it.
No, you know, I did do a search one time when people were saying voter fraud.
Yeah.
And I searched and I made a video when I was on Periscope, and I did a video of me searching for no voter fraud.
Right.
And then I opened up the box that I had. I said, I found no voter fraud. I opened up the box, and at the bottom of the box, it says, no voter fraud found.
Wow.
So I found no voter fraud.
Yeah. Neither have I.
Yeah, you haven't either.
No.
You know, and none of these people ever come up to your broadcast or my broadcast and show us anything that they say they've seen. They say, you do your research. You do it. I've seen it. I don't have to show you.
Yeah.
And you have like Stacey Bear always saying, "What's your source? What's your source? What's your source? How come you don't have a source?"
Yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to be putting together a report of who made more money from China, Trump or Biden. Well, where's that report?
And for the record, who did make more money? If you don't mind explaining that to everyone here, who made more money from China?
That would be Trump, who made more money from China.
Exactly.
And it's already been documented and shown which countries gave him more money while sitting as a sitting president.
Yeah.
So I'll drop down. Everybody have a good day. Have a good morning. And we'll be listening and watching.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to my good friend, brother attacking, no lies detective. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is just regular people coming up on the show and telling the truth. Okay, I see you, Miss Boss Diva. There you go. Sorry, Fuzzer.
What's going on, Zeus?
What's
Good
going
morning.
on? Good morning, Miss Boss Diva.
Thank you for bringing me up.
Yes, I forgot your schedule change. You told me, right?
Yeah, it did. It changed drastically. Unfortunately, it's gonna be for a minute, but it'll change back soon.
All right.
But yeah, so they really are trying to get Fonnie Willis off this case, off the case, you know.
Yeah. Ain't that
I mean,
something?
they agree. Yeah, the appeals court agreed to review that ruling, you know, from the lower court that allowed, you know, Fonnie Willis to stay on the case.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't understand the logic in that. You know, it's like, okay, why are you trying to impede justice? This man actually called him and asked for votes that he didn't have. He tried to disenfranchise the voters in Fulton County.
Yeah.
And everywhere else. I mean, why not just go, if he's so innocent, if he's so,
and that's it. That's that part right there. He knows.
Yeah,
he knows he's going to prison.
Let's just go ahead and get it started. You know what I mean? Let's get it out in the open.
Yeah.
And that way he'll be able to prove his innocence.
Right.
Like, what's going on with all this delay crap? Like, you know, we got so much work to do in this country to change all of these I guess you could say, idiosyncrasies of the court system.
Yeah.
Because this is, it's becoming real mundane now. You know what I mean? It's like we want to know the facts and the truth,
Mm-hmm.
no
Yeah.
matter what. You know.
Well, but this is the same guy that is so desperate when he would try to steal an election, right? And so this
Right.
is to me par for the course, right? He's so desperate in Fulton County that he's willing to go through whatever hoop he can to try to get this thing tossed out. And that's what he's been doing in every single case.
Every single case. I mean, with Cannon, she wants to postpone it indefinitely. I would hope that, Jack Smith is going to get on, have a conversation with the district circuit, what I
Yeah.
mean, and ask them to, look into this matter and maybe
Yeah.
even remove her. Because it's like I said, these delay tactics aren't doing us any justice as American people.
Nope.
Okay, it really is not. Like, I don't care what side of the fence you're on.
Yeah.
Regardless to what the truth and the facts need to be revealed so that
Yeah.
we can have an intellectual and rational dissection of that information.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just don't understand this court system. It is definitely 2-tiered and even 3-tiered.
Wow.
Because now they're carving out a whole nother tier
Wow.
with this,
Yeah.
with this, with the delay tactics. I mean, yeah, there's loopholes in it, but you don't have to abuse the situation, which is what Trump is doing, obviously, right?
Yep. That's all he knows.
But it's all he knows is to, just be corrupt and dirty and
Tell
all
him.
of that stuff, But yeah, I'm definitely tired of this delay stuff, and we just need to get to the bottom of the nitty and the gritty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I do think it's somewhat of a good thing, right? Because when the hammer does come down, all those options that he's using now, they're going to be gone.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
I mean, I want it to be the way you want. I want all the evidence to come out, right? But I also think a majority of people in America right now have already made their minds up about Donald Trump, right? A lot of people,
Yeah.
no matter what happened, they're going to still say, we support the guy. So now it's just about putting them in jail at this point.
Yeah, but what about those people that are on the fence, the so-called fence, right?
Oh, yeah?
You know
Yeah,
what
well,
I mean? Those folks that say, especially these Christian folks out there that, I mean, it's cut and dry, man. If you follow Christ, then you know what's right from wrong.
Right.
And it's very, very crystal clear.
Yeah.
That, and he did not put the Holy Spirit in you to guide you and, all of that for you to be, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Stupid.
so that's why, and you brought up an excellent point, the people who are on the fence, right? That's why I do the show the way that I do. I take, I try to keep in mind that, us out here on TikTok who do this religiously, we are like really front row seats with this, right? But I don't believe the average American is. They got to go work, they got to take care of their family. They just pick up on bits and pieces, right? And so the drive to me is making sure the message is in a way where they can at least pick up on some bits and pieces of what we're covering, right? And hopefully by the time they go and vote, they've at least heard enough to actually, make the right decision. That's kind of the way I think this is going to have to go for those who are in the middle. And they really
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
before I go, I just wanted to address Katie. Who
Hog
asked
boss.
me, do I believe, if they're on the fence, or are they just ashamed to admit that they're MAGAs?
That's possible.
And I'm not talking. That could be true. Two things can be true at the same time, but I believe I'm not talking about the MAGAs that are MAGA. Like, they are MAGA and they are definitely going to vote for Trump, right?
Right.
So they're not on the fence, right? I'm talking about the folks that claim that they are not one way or the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that they're in this independent mental or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? But that's all smoke and mirrors, because like I said, I mean, they want to bring up all these extra factors, but really and truthfully, the facts are in your face. And this man is in trial. He has a trial every single day except
Yep.
Wednesdays. So, we really got to understand what reality is and dwell in that. That's all I'll say. And I'll land my plane. Thank you so much, Zeus, for having me up. I appreciate you, and I love you.
All right, love
death.
you too. Love you to death too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Miss Boss Diva. All right, no lie. And that's a valid concern, right? I mean, this is why I do this religiously. I wake up day in and day out because I understand it's not really my interaction with MAGA that this is about. This is about getting the facts out there so people can go and say, oh, okay, yeah, I have heard about that, and let me do a little more research. That's why we do it the way we do it. All right? But quiet as it is kept, yeah, there is also no excuse for not knowing at this point. Really, I feel that way. There's no excuse for not knowing at this point, especially you should have already heard enough about Donald Trump to be able to make a well-informed decision. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, Fuzzard. How are you doing, my good friend? Oh, let's go,
Salutations,
Fuzzard.
my friend.
All right. Thank you, Tracy, for the subscription. All right, how you doing, Fuzzard? Wow.
Oh, I'm doing good. We talk about these blue suits, these hideous blue suits, and I found out I got what happened on these blue suits he wears, sir.
Okay, let's talk about him.
He had a tailor, the White House tailor. I believe his name was Vincesco. And he had this tailor, and he said, sir, measure me up for these suits. And Vincesco came out with his ready. He said, 58-inch chest, a 64-inch belly, and a 56-inch waist. And he, sir, kick off those high heels. I need an accurate instep. And he said, I am not kicking. I do not wear high heels, sir. And he said, you're making me my suits with a 44-inch chest, a 32-inch waist, and a 46-inch. And Vincesco said, okay, sir, I'll make those suits.
Yeah.
And I will make those suits. He goes, I want a tan one. And Vincesco said, no, sir. Only one man wears a tan suit.
Oh!
But what happened is Vincesco made these suits, and they were the most beautiful suits, but they didn't fit. So they said, hey, Jimmy, the intern, go down to Kmart and get 15 Liz Claiborne suits and bring them back here. And they took the tags off the Liz Claiborne and they put the Vincesco tags in there. He thinks he's wearing those wonderful suits. And that's why we have Diaper Don's suits.
Oh! Tell him, Buzzer!
Throwing it out. But anyways, I want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene for a minute, sir.
Go ahead and unpack.
She is nuts. First of all, that clip you play, we pay their salary. No, Marjorie, we pay your salary. So get in there and legislate. Stop with all these stupid things. And right now, you're going after Mike Johnson. You're going after Mike Johnson. And you want the, the Hastert rule back, which gives a majority rules vote. Stop giving Ukraine money and all this. And she says, I've got demands. And you're going to meet them by the end of the week.
Yeah.
They interviewed Mike Johnson. She goes, these aren't demands. These aren't negotiations. I've got the Democrats on my side.
Ooh.
I don't need you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm just sitting down to have a conversation. Marjorie Taylor Greene, go back in there and work for your constituents already.
Yeah.
Stop with the Biden impeachment. Stop getting Mike Johnson all riled up. It's not going to happen.
Nope.
And wait out your term so you can be voted out just like you're Donald Trump.
Tell him.
And last but not least, I want to say that clip you play of Ashley Babbitt. Listen to her whine and cry and all that. God, I can't help but think when I hear that, Janae.
Oh!
Is that Janae?
Hold on. You poke the bear, you're gonna get the bear.
Wow, it does sound like Ashley Babbitt right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, now that you put that, it does have a ring to it, right?
Yeah, I hear her in those dating lives, and she goes on, and Stacey Bear in those dating lives.
Yeah.
They have no idea, sir.
Yeah. They're agents of chaos. They're agents of, I call them Russian bears for a reason, right? Because, they're peddling misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin.
I know. It really is sad. They do want the Kremlin to take over our country, I think.
Yeah. That's why I think we should help MAGA get straight to Russia. I do believe if you want to make America great, like they try to do, we should deport them.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go over there. Hang out. You're so concerned about Tara Reid and her allegations. Go out there and hang out with her.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Tell them.
But Zeus, Well, just in time. I was
All
going
right.
to say I yield my time. One last thing. Congratulations again on the Ari thing, dude. That was awesome.
You saw me. You saw me on MSNBC with Ari. Yeah, that was
I
pretty
did.
clever. Right? Let's go. That was awesome. Right? Thank you. I don't know how that happened, but
Yeah.
we need more of it. To be quite honest. All right.
We were talking in my live broadcast, and I know what Tacky told you. We're trying to get AOC. We're
Yes.
trying to come up with a plan to get AOC. So we'll see.
Let's
That would be
do
great.
it. Let's do it. Anything is possible. That's why we got to keep getting the truth out here. All right, Fuzzard. All right, my
Yes.
brother.
But my friend, enjoy the kingdom, enjoy your day, and I will talk to you later.
All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Brother Fuzzard a round of applause. No lies detected. You see, MAGA. This is a show of force. If you want to see the video, it's pinned on my page. All right, feel free to go check it out and show some love. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring up our next panelists. Let's switch it up. You know him. One of the clowns in Donald Trump's
Hey,
circus.
watch it. What are you calling the clown? Hey,
You're one of
Zeus.
Donald Trump's clowns.
Hey,
Butterbean, I notice you've been making it a point to come visit me every day.
Hey,
what's going on? Are you okay?
Are you okay,
Butterbean?
Hey, Zeus, you said you went to MSNBC. That's where the liars go to on the MSNBC.
Where do
station.
the truth tellers go, Butterbean?
On the Snuggles Live.
That's hilarious. Butterbean, you should be a comedian for that. You know Snuggles got banned, right?
Yes, because he told the truth.
Oh, no. That's not how it works. It's in misinformation.
No,
Deliriousness,
that's
right?
Hey.
No, so listen, Butterbean, didn't you lose your account too?
Yes, I did because your liberals turned me in.
Butterbean, yesterday I was asking you, where did you get your education from? You dropped out. Remember you dropped out of my live?
I want to ask you first. Okay.
You ask me a question, I ask you one. How about that?
I want to ask you, how are you feeling today?
Okay, I'm feeling great. Like I've eaten 1,000 boxes of Frosted Flakes. Now, can I ask you a question?
What has happened to your friend Jack Smith?
What has happened? He's still on the case. Did any of the cases get dismissed?
It's been dismissed indefinitely.
No. You didn't.
Oh, yes, it has.
Okay, show me the screenshot. That shows me where it said it's been dismissed.
Hey, it showed it. It's all over the news channels and everything.
No.
Oh, yes, sir.
Show Zeus the screenshot, all right? Because there's a difference between dismiss and postpone. You do understand the difference. That's why I wanted to get back to the first question. Where did you say you went to school at again?
I don't give that information on here.
Oh, but can you give me a what discipline you majored in? Could you give that to us at least?
I done told you that yesterday.
What was it? Tell us again.
No, I don't think so. Get your knee paid.
Well, listen, Butterbean, you have no new information. You don't have any screenshots or anything?
And what about the Stormy Daniels case? You know,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So
she got on the stand yesterday and changed her story twice.
No, what did she change it to? Can I ask you a serious question, Butterbean? This is serious, all right? Why would Donald Trump say Stormy reminds him of Ivanka right before he hooked up with her? Why would a man say such a thing? Do you defend that?
Where's the videotape?
It's actually in the transcript. And she was under oath.
Anybody can make up a transcript.
No, okay, so let's just assume.
I don't believe it. Anybody can make anything.
But let's just assume it's true. Is that acceptable?
No, it's not. But it.
Okay. Well, guess what? I'm glad that you finally had the courage to tell Donald Trump today it's not acceptable.
But he didn't say that.
No. He did.
No, so you got to prove the evidence to me before I believe it.
Okay. You don't believe the court transcripts?
Nope.
So you believe Donald Trump over the court transcripts, right?
You don't want me to bring up about Joe Biden?
I'm not talking about Joe Biden, you filthy. And you know what, Butterbean? You're getting more disgusting and disturbing every single day. The fact that you would come into my live and try to defend Donald Trump saying such a nasty thing about his daughter, about Stormy Daniels. What about this one, Butterbean? What about this comment that he made? And then I got to move it on. All right. I like asking MAGA these kind of questions. He told Stormy Daniels, as he was making his advance on her, this is the only way you're getting out of this trailer park. Is that acceptable?
Well,
do you ever use that kind of rhetoric when you're dating women?
I don't believe that either.
No. This is what she said he told her.
Well,
is that acceptable? Have you ever told a woman that?
She's a liar.
Oh, you know what? You know what, Butterbean? Ladies and gentlemen, Butterbean has went too far this morning. Goodbye, Butterbean. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving delusional Butterbean, a Trump supporter, him and Kyle, what they deserve. These people defend Donald Trump having a relationship with a woman that reminds him of her daughter, a same guy that says this is the only way you're getting out of that trailer park. Goodbye, Butterbean. You're nasty, bro. This is some sick stuff.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
This is okay. This is indefensible behavior. All right, MAGA, and to say I don't believe her, that's not an acceptable answer to the question. We're assuming that Stormy Daniels is telling the truth. Assuming she's telling the truth, is this kind of conduct acceptable? It's sad. America, this is what we're dealing with out here on TikTok. We're dealing with Trump supporters who refuse to condemn Donald Trump being a nasty, nasty individual, all right? Let's go to our next panelist, all right? Good morning, Bad Views, another Trump supporter.
Good morning, Zeus.
Yes. So you heard that exchange with your friend Butterbean, correct?
Well, I mean, we aren't friends, but he did sound quite intelligent.
Okay, and that's why I just pretty much link you all up as, a group of deplorables, so to speak, right? So, how do you justify Donald Trump's comments about hooking up with Stormy Daniels? The first one being, oh, you remind me of my daughter Ivanka. Is that acceptable?
Look, Stormy Daniels said a lot of stuff on the stand yesterday, and most of which not even the prosecution or the judge wanted to hear, all right? Now, I specifically wanted to come inform your echo chamber here about some inconvenient news. Now, a few days ago...
Wait a second. Before you go there, I want to make sure we don't move on when you start, trying to move the goalposts real quickly. And don't worry, I won't eat into your time because I know you're pretty respectful. Whether or not the judge wanted to hear it kind of isn't my point. Like they said, the bell can't be unrung. All right?
Yes, that's true. But that information, listen, like that information that Stormy Daniels decided to tell people that nobody wanted to hear, like that's the information that could also get the case overturned.
That's also the information that Donald Trump didn't want us to hear in 2016.
Listen, nobody wanted to hear that. That has nothing to do with the case.
No, actually, I wanted to hear it.
Okay, but it has nothing to do with
bad
the
views,
case,
bad views. I wanted to know what happened. I think it was very important that the American people knew what happened back in 2016. It's now 2024, and now we're finding out why Donald Trump paid the hush money, because that kind of stuff right there, that would have tanked his campaign in 2016.
Zeus, was it important to find out they did missionary?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Can I please bring up the one?
No. So I answered your questions. I wanted to know about this encounter because I wanted to know if it was true. And that means I need to know the evidence, as salacious as it is. So now that we got it out there, what happened? I'm asking, and then we'll go on to your question.
Okay.
The comment about Stormy reminding him of Ivanka. Please, what does that tell you about Donald Trump?
It's very weird.
Okay.
But I mean, I will say this, like, the scientists would probably say as much. Like, you're going to.
It's very weird.
Yeah, it's very weird that he would say that.
Thank you. I'm glad we're getting somewhere with you. Because, see, a lot of your friends out there won't say that. But I would expect you to condemn it at some point and say, Donald Trump, that's unacceptable.
All right. Well, I also...
Are you willing to say that to him?
Yes. Unacceptable, Donald. Quit being a fucking weirdo.
And I'm no longer supporting you. Go ahead.
Okay, I have some very important information, Zeus.
Wait, did you want to complete that step, or are you going to stop with just saying?
And I'm probably not going to support you.
Oh, you're probably not. Okay, that's. What about the comment where he says this is the only way you're going to get out of the trailer?
I know my time is short.
No. Actually, I paused it, so you're good. I just want to get this out of you. What about the part? This is the only way you're getting out of the trailer, Stormy. Is it acceptable or not in your world?
Unacceptable. And
okay.
Wait,
now let's get on to what you were talking about. What do you want to talk to Zeus about?
Just to note one thing, like I think she was asked, like, if you have to have SEX with Donald to make money, on the stand yesterday, and she said, well, it kind of looks that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
What about that? She also said it's costing her because of this, right?
Yeah.
She owes him a lot more than she's ever made.
All right.
So what do you got to
This
say
stuff
about that?
doesn't matter. Stormy failed yesterday. Okay.
Oh, you see how you did that? So you were trying to make it look like she was extorting him or trying to profit off of this. But
All
once
right,
you
please.
found out that she's
I'm
not
sorry.
making any money off of this, now it's just she lost.
I'm sorry. I have some real news though, right? So do you remember back in 2019, I think, when Donald Trump was impeached for withholding congressional approved aid to Ukraine?
Yeah.
Now, just a few days ago, I don't know if you missed the headline, but Joe Biden paused congressionally approved aid to Israel.
Yeah.
Impeachable offense?
No.
What?
No.
Rules for me and not for me, Zeus? Come on.
No. There's transparency behind that, number one. Number two,
It doesn't matter. It's congressionally approved.
No. But let's get back to the real impeachment of Donald Trump.
No,
he was not only withholding. He was not only withholding aid.
Donald.
Bad views. He wasn't just withholding aid. He was actually asking a leader of another country to get him dirt on his political rival and withholding the aid because of that. That's a completely different ball game, bro. Don't come into my life with these lies, bro. You know what happened to
what was the
Snuggles?
impeachment for, Zeus?
You know what happened? Do you know what
the
happened to
impeachment
Snuggles?
was for withholding aid.
No. That's not why he was impeached.
No, that is why he was impeached.
No. I just explained it to you.
I know.
He was withholding the aid to get dirt on Joe Biden. He was getting a leader from another country to do that, bro. That's illegal. That's high crimes and misdemeanors. Do you know what happened to Snuggles when he came into my live with that lie?
He probably taught you something.
No, he got banned, bro. I'm trying to stop you.
Yeah,
bad views. I got some bad news, bro. You're losing real bad. You're not winning. And if I were you, I wouldn't go around TikTok saying that lie right there. That might get you in a lot of trouble out here in these streets.
Just be fair. Don't act like such a hack all the time.
This isn't an act, bro.
No, a hack. You're a political hack. You don't even know what reality is. You just know the good stuff versus the bad stuff.
Okay, and so guess what, bad views? I got some bad news for you, bad views.
It was great talking to you.
Your knives have finally caught up to your bad views, ladies and gentlemen. It was great talking to you, bad views, but you gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in giving bad views some bad news by giving him some booze. You see that? Get him out of here. Every single conspiracy theory bad views had cooked up, I sent it straight to the pits of hell, didn't I? Bad views. You must not have heard me at the top of the show. I've heard every MAGA conspiracy there is. There's not a lie you can tell, Big Zeus, that I haven't already thought about and then sent back straight to the pits of hell where it came from. So try some new material, bad views, seriously. And like I said, go check out Snuggles. He's been banned. If I were you, I wouldn't be repeating any more of his lies on this app unless you're willing to lose your entire account, all right? And you've worked so hard. You really have worked so hard. Let's move it along. All right. Who do we got next? Good morning, my good friend Shay. Welcome. How you doing?
Hello, everybody in the kingdom.
Oh my gosh, so lovely to check in with you this morning before you get to work. All right, how are you doing?
I know. I'm getting ready now.
Hey, beautiful. Let's go.
Got
Talk
my
to
notes, not
Oh.
again shirt on.
Oh, where you get that from? That's extra saucy.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, I need one of those. That's that Taylor Swift edition, right?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
I need to get me one of those.
Amazon, baby.
Okay.
Amazon.
All righty
So
then. Love
yeah, I
love
think it was like $19.99 or something
Oh.
like that, and they come
That's
in
after
colors.
inflation?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, inflation's not bad. You need
Yeah.
some good political shirts. Of course, I am not going to be wearing this to work. I will change my shirt.
Thank you.
And talk about politics and professional settings.
Thank you.
This is where I get to have it all out, you
Yes.
know, and
Hey.
say my piece and use my First Amendment rights. But yeah, so no, it's so funny listening to Bama Butterbean and Mr. Bad Views. Bad Views has a good name because he has really bad views.
He really does. Yeah.
I mean, he's a conspiracy theorist. He's friends with police, and she's trying to help him out, and so that's why he says, "Oh my gosh, love it, yes."
Wow! Congratulations, thank you, Garvin.
Thank you. But yeah, so it is interesting to listen to these guys that just are living in such a world of, they know that he's gross. Like it's not normal that, thank you, Aaron. It's not normal for a man to constantly talk about his daughter like this. It's not. And you guys eat up this Ashley Biden, right?
Yeah.
Supposed thing where she says that I was at a young age, doesn't say when, right? And it was possibly inappropriate. She was, and then, yes, the diary exists, but Ashley Biden has said many times that the excerpts in that diary were actually fake. And that's just what it is. So until Ashley comes out and says, this is what, my dad did to me, we don't know. But what we do know is what Ivanka Trump has said.
Right.
We do know what Donald Trump has said about his own daughter. So why don't we stick to that?
Right.
That's really what we have to look at. And it is sickening that he would sit there and tell Stormy Daniels, "You remind me of your daughter. Now let me, what you," right? I mean, it's kind of...
It's nasty.
Nasty stuff, but
that is what he said, Butterbean. Butterbean, whether you believe it or not, bro, that's what he said. That's why he was paying the hush money. He didn't want us to know this is what happened. Sorry, Shay.
No, you're good, my friend. Yeah, no, I mean, come on, guys. That's what I'm saying. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. We've been telling you guys this guy is a creep before he even won the election in 2016. Everybody's been telling you this stuff. So you've got and then I like how Butterbean degrades Stormy Daniels as a corn star, right?
Yeah.
Well, what billionaire slept with a corn star? I mean, he doesn't find her beneath him. He doesn't find her disgusting. He likes that.
Yeah.
You see
The
what I'm
magazine. The magazine. You know, Shay, I was talking to some friends, not, on TikTok, in real life about this. And they said, Michael Cohen is stupid for taking out a home equity line of credit to pay Stormy Daniels. This is what they said to me, right? I'm quoting them. Mm-hmm. And they said, why would he do that, right? And I explained to them, the whole David Pecker thing and all this other stuff. And so we got to the point in the conversation where I said, what does it look like when the president of the United States is in the same room, or is basically dealing with a person like Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels? What does that look like? Why would a president of the country be in a space with these two individuals, MAGA?
Right. If they're such dogs, right? If they're such liars, if they're such beneath society to you, who keeps hanging out with these people? Who keeps hiring these people? Who keeps paying off these people? Who keeps sleeping with these people? Who keeps employing these people? Hello? Who's the common denominator? They're always like, every person, 40 of the 44 ex-administration under Donald Trump are not supporting him for this election. Wow. Not 40 of the 44.
Wow.
So again, and I know you're all going to say, oh, well, they're rhinos, they're this and that. Again, who employed them? Who picked them? Who hires them? Who does it? It's Donald Trump. So how are you willing to put a man back in office that clearly can't even pick out the right people to work with him?
Yeah. It makes no sense.
It's just, obviously he's an idiot. He doesn't know how to do anything, right?
Nope.
When in history have you ever heard of a vice president not supporting the guy they worked under?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this. Mike Pence is not supporting him. Jeff Duncan, the lieutenant general of Georgia, lieutenant attorney, is not supporting him. Paul Ryan, the ex-speaker of the House, just said that he's not supporting Donald Trump. Dan, I'll end on this. Did you see Indiana's primary numbers?
No, I haven't seen them. What happened? How did
Okay,
they
so
look?
400,000 registered Republicans voted in the primary, right?
Okay.
100,000 voted for Nikki Haley.
What?
Who's not in the race? 100,000.
Wow.
21% of Indiana's registered primary Republican voters voted for Nikki Haley, did not vote for Trump. So
Wow.
you guys can sit here and talk about the polls all you want. I can tell you it is not looking good. And we just turned a red seat in Michigan blue. Every single special election has been won by a Democrat. So you tell me, in all of this, you guys keep believing that because of the Palestinian protests and all this, that people don't like Biden's America. It's not true.
Not true. Right? Not true. Well, listen,
So,
Shay.
all right, love you guys.
Love you as well. All right. Keep up the great work and
soon.
awesome shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Let's
Thank
give it up
you.
to the beautiful Shay.
Love you guys. Bye.
Beautiful, lovely, right? All right. Yeah. See. This is an overwhelming amount of truth coming out this morning about Donald Trump, and I'm hoping a lot of you out there are paying attention to these conversations and really listening to just how difficult it is to have this kind of conversations with these Trump supporters. Shay, you've done an outstanding job making it crystal clear what's going on out here, and I thank you. All right, let's bring up our next panelist, Air Force retired, my good friend. Welcome. How you doing, champ?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Another day in the
How you
kingdom.
doing?
I'm all right. Another day tending to the affairs. How about you?
All right. I want to give you a congratulations, so to speak, because saw you on that live and they gave you accolades for appearing on Aubrey show
Yes.
that day. And I like what you said. I gained a lot of respect for you because you said something about it's a group effort.
Yep.
You didn't try to gain the spotlight for yourself, but you said it's a group thing, which it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
When-
because I'm not online like a lot of these other content creators. They're putting heavy hours in. I can't do it. So there's, I understand if it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't have the momentum we have. So, anyone that can get out here and tell the truth, it's definitely on the up and up as far as I'm concerned.
Well, when it comes to telling the truth is on a solid foundation.
Yep.
When you tell a lie, it's on sand. It's not on a good foundation.
Yep.
And Megan hasn't figured that out yet. And
You're right.
another thing, when I see Tim Scott,
Oh.
I want to hand him a skull cap and say, "Hey, hey, hey!"
That brother gone, ain't he? He really out to lunch, isn't he?
Well, I think he got some heavy duty knee pads going on there.
Yeah. I mean, how low would you be willing to go to be Donald Trump's vice president? That's the question that he's dealing with. And that's something else, right? I mean, number one, you shouldn't even want to be Donald Trump's vice president.
Well, put it this way, I won't go that low because me and Donald Trump will remain eye to eye. Feel me?
Yep.
One last thing, sir.
All right.
Since they sitting up here making Donald Trump is voicing all this and concerned about what they gonna do, and if it don't, it's rigged, and if it don't, how he kind of setting up January 6th again.
Yep.
He got to understand one thing. Uncle Joe and the boys are taking all this in, and they're gonna be like Fire Marshal Bill when it comes down to it. And Uncle Joe will say, "Let me show you something."
Hey. Yeah. I mean, they don't understand. They're literally paving the path for their own destruction. Everything they've been trying to throw on Biden. Isn't it funny how once the dust starts to settle, we start to see it's really them that are doing it, right? All the election interference, it's Donald Trump.
Hey, another thing. Did you have? There's a documentary out there called The Sixth. Did you see that?
I don't. Maybe I have.
It's on. You can stream it. It's called The Sixth. Now be careful because they got two of them titled the same, but you got to make sure it talks about January 6th.
I've seen so many of them, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I might be getting the names kind of confused, but yeah. Who produced it? Do you remember? Who produced it?
Shoot. It was A24A.
Okay.
They produce. I can't remember the names of the producers themselves.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, Zeus, it's powerful because it kind of gets up close to the insurrection. I mean, it got to the point where it showed when Ashley Babbitt got shot. You saw her
Oh.
get shot and
Wow.
fall back
No.
down.
Wow. You watched it on YouTube? Is that where you watched
No, no,
it?
no, no. You got to stream it. You got to pay
Oh.
for it if you want it. You got
What
to
platform did you stream it on?
through Apple.
Okay, through
Through
Apple.
Apple.
All right, all right. I haven't watched any of them through Apple, so that
Yeah,
is something worth
it's
noting.
it's pretty powerful because, like I say, it's up and close.
Wow. Okay, it's on
Game with six
Netflix.
events.
Okay, well, listen, I'm gonna check
I
it
don't know if
out.
it's on Netflix, but I got it on Apple.
Someone in the comments said it's Netflix, so I'm gonna double check and hopefully check it out. All right.
But sir, thank you for bringing me up. You have a good day.
All right, you too, and thank you for your service, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Air Force Retired a round of applause. No lies detected. You see, this is a daily show of force, ladies and gentlemen, to help get this truth out here. All right. Yes, I am not the gatekeeper of this. What I do is just get out here and bring this heavy hammer down to make sure you ain't got no excuse for not being informed. Good morning, Jess. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm wonderful.
All right.
So guess what?
What's that?
Joe Biden is going to Wisconsin to announce with Microsoft that he is going to be creating 2,000 more jobs. And where Donald Trump failed to do so in
Wow.
Racine, Wisconsin, apparently he was working on some deal to create 10,000 jobs and never fulfilled the promise.
Wow. Why are we not surprised that Donald Trump didn't fulfill
Oh,
his
and here
promise?
I have the screenshot to teach MAGA how to come with receipts.
Okay, MAGA, look. Oh.
See? You
Yeah.
turn on your green screen
Okay.
and you just
Butterbean.
boom, put it in there.
Bad views. You see how this is what I'm
Oh, that's
asking.
Vlad Spews. That's
Okay.
Vlad Spews.
Vlad Spews. That's funny, Jess. That's funny. Oh, and there you go, right there. That's spot
There
on.
it is.
Best way to
A vote
describe
for Trump is
MAGA.
a vote for Putin.
Yep. Best
Yep.
way to. And I see you. That's
And-
the best way to describe MAGA right there, Jess.
They're all puppets. They're all puppets at this point. And the fact they still defend Donald Trump, I just don't understand. We've explained that check with Joe Biden and Burisma multiple times, but the fact that they still bend over backwards to defend Trump is actually crazy.
Yeah.
So I hope they get deprogrammed. I got one more thing. Shay
Go
was
ahead.
talking about the primaries, and I got the screenshot for that too.
Oh, look at that. More evidence.
Come on, MAGA. It's really
Wow.
simple.
MAGA, you got some explaining to do. Is that Nikki Haley with
Yes, sir.
21.7% of the votes, and
Yep.
Donald Trump only got 78.3? This doesn't look like a blowout.
And look at his delegates. I was gonna screenshot the Biden one, but I was just focusing on that. So Biden has 79 delegates
Wow.
in Indiana.
Wow.
So that's wonderful.
Wow.
Vote
Wow.
blue, everybody. And also shout out to my TikTok mom, Angela. It's her birthday tomorrow. Everyone give her a shout out.
And I hope to see you bright and early in the kingdom tomorrow. We got to sing happy birthday to you, all right? Don't do that.
Yep.
Don't stay safe tonight. Don't party tonight too hard, Ange. We need you in one piece tomorrow, all right? Ange is one of my good friends and amazing, one of the
All right.
bigger content creators out here, right?
I love her. I love you. You guys help me so much with any questions. I appreciate y'all so much.
You're welcome in any time, Jess. You really are awesome and amazing. And thank you for giving MAGA a crash course in how to come into the live with receipts. You didn't have to do that,
Definitely.
but that shows how big of a heart you have.
I'm going to drop down now.
All
Oh,
right.
perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Yes,
There we go.
yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to the beautiful Jess. No lies detected. See, that's how you come in the box prepared, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go. CC, good morning. How are you doing, my good friend? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, handsome?
Hey, I'm all right. Just tending to the affairs as usual.
I am just overcome by your handsomeness.
Right.
You
I mean,
look,
it's
you just look so lovely
thank
and
you.
handsome in blue. Blue is your color.
Oh, blue, big D, right? Big
Yes.
Democrat, right,
Yeah.
Ange? Right, Ange? Big Democrat is what they call me.
And I saw you in Carolina blue yesterday or day before.
Tell them.
That's even better.
Mm.
But Zeus, Zeus, you
Yes.
know I DM'd you this.
I'm trying to, keep it together, Cece. You've kind of you've done quite well. You've actually done a lot in just a small amount of time. Thank you. Well, no.
Zeus.
Yeah.
I don't usually get up really early in the morning. But just so happened I got up extremely early this morning, and I was shocked to see that, because you're 3 hours behind me.
Right.
So you put in a lot of hours during the day. You truly.
Yeah. You think so?
Yes, you're hardworking. You're a hardworking host.
Really? Well, thank you, Cece. That's should I add another H to the Triple H? Well, I like
absolutely.
Triple H.
Yeah, absolutely. But listen.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
RFK.
Oh, you want to speak on it? It seems very serious.
It was on MSNBC.
Oh, very credible place. Let's go.
I like MSNBC.
Yeah.
RFK, for all you independent voters who plan on voting for this man.
Yeah.
The doctors found a worm in his brain.
What?
The worm was dead, okay?
Wow. When did they find the worm?
It was apparently just recent, but
wow.
The worm ate some of his brain.
Wow.
These are his words. I swear to y'all, I'm not making this up. You can't make this up, Zeus.
Wow.
So now we understand what is wrong with this man. Wow. It's a worm in his brain.
that makes my stomach a little queasy, Cece. That does.
Well,
that really
I got a little sick, but I had to bust out laughing, and I said, I gotta tell Zeus.
Yeah, that's wild, Cece.
I have to tell Zeus. But Zeus, let me say this. Did you see our president yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Did you see how handsome and
he's articulate? He's not stuttering like they like to try to say he is. He gets his words out very clearly.
How well dressed he was. How sharp he looked.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Duck wish he looked like that.
Right? Have you seen how Trump looks when he comes out of the courtroom lately?
Oh, they said that he's the tallest man in there, but the shortest while he's sitting. Because he's shrinking.
Wow, yeah.
He's shrinking.
Yeah.
But let me say this about Stormy.
Oh, talk to him.
I won't take long, hopefully. So that Donnie's little attorneys want to complain about her, some of her statements.
Right.
About his pajamas, his little boxers, and smacking him on the behind
with the magazine that
with his magazine on.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, Zeus, they never objected. They did not object one time, but they wanted to have it dismissed.
Yeah.
Help
and
me
that's
to understand. Help
because I'm pretty sure everybody wanted to hear the details. It's time, right? This is because the thing is, we don't get why he went through so many hoops to pay these women that he doesn't know. But after I heard the details, I said, "Oh yeah."
But I couldn't get that vision out of my head. I just it disturbed me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's too much information, but hey, they put her up there, and she's going back up there tomorrow. So
yeah.
Maybe she's gonna describe the mushroom next.
Oh Lord, have mercy, Cece.
I'm gonna leave on that one.
You can't unring that bell, Cece.
I love you, Zeus.
All right, I love you too. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Cece a round of applause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, I got to get up out of here. What a great show. You all deserve a round of applause. You really do. This show has definitely been quite the treat, all right? But before we get up out of here, you know how we do. First of all, I want to make sure you all, we give all of the subscribers, through the gifters, the moderators, and the panelists a round of applause. They always do an outstanding job helping to keep this show exciting, engaging, and entertaining. You know, I'm starting to notice that even the people who don't agree with me, they're not coming in as hostile anymore, you know, so they're actually trying to comply with the format of the show, and they deserve a little bit of a round of applause. But outside of that, these are some of the worst individuals, right? And on that note, let's talk about them. We got to also give them, not just them, these are some Zeus haters. These are our critics and our detractors. These are people who get on TikTok and spread misinformation and disinformation on behalf of Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin. These are some nasty individuals who spread hate, evil, bigotry, racism, idolatry, and a bunch of devil-worshiping nonsense on behalf of Donald J. Trump, their cult leader. Let's give them what they deserve. Our final rounds of, you guessed it, booze and shame. The worst of the worst.
Silence! You macabre demon!
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in these TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, all right? Great show, everyone. See you tomorrow. You know how we do.
This is how I move when I'm walking like Zeus. This is how I sound when I'm talking like Zeus.
Little Hawk, thank you. Valerie, thank you. Rick C, you're always here. Thank you, brother. Cole as the days. I see you, all right. Baseball Steve, there you go, Cole. Joe Two Wolves, I see you. Rick, hey, let's go, DJ Sound, Jason. Jackie, I can hear you laughing, Jackie, while I was talking. All right, you know, you got a contagious laugh. TikTok rocker, I see you. Harold J, do I do 4 hours? No, I do 2 hours, all right? Unless I do the Closet of Truth. Wow, and what is that? Let's go. And keep up the great work, and keep on, you know, use 2 hands when you crush those blueberries, hands, all right? Because you've been doing quite the job. Hey, all you Trump supporters, make sure you go check out and she'll crush those blueberries. April, I don't know if you're still here, April, but congratulations on the grandbaby. That's pretty incredible. You deserve it. You're an excellent person, April. I'm glad to have known you. Jess, thank you so much. Valerie, thank you. Lady Justice, Mickey P. Reggie, I see you, Reggie. Heaven, my man. DJ, where you at, DJ? Lady Rima, let's go. You say you wanted facts, well, I'm living proof. I've been waiting for this moment now. I gotta choose. Cole as the days, thank you. Cool. Jess, great live yesterday, Jess. All right, and you knew I had hit the subscribe. All right, that's what you do. You gotta subscribe to those content creators you like. All right, then put it in the work. Cool. Thank you, Mrs. Silk. I see ya. Nikki P. Hey, Snuggles. It's so funny, Snuggles, that you've been taken off of this platform because of your lies, bro. You know, and you know Snuggles can't go live anymore, so he makes 10-minute videos. You can't make this stuff up! If you told the truth, you wouldn't have to make 10-minute videos of yourself lying. It's truly the funniest thing I've ever seen. All right.
I just want to find
this is
11,780.
I can't quit laughing at
More than we have.
All right, yeah. See, that'll get you a Rico. That'll get you a Rico case, man. Get that perfect phone call. Hey, Reggie, are you there? Tiffany for the people, are you there? Let's hit him with the Jack Smith remix.
He's deranged. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
He's deranged.
You heard about
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
Yeah, ladies. Jack Smith.
He's deranged.
It's Zeus. Jack Smith.
Donald Trump is indicted and they take one charge and they turn it into 36 charges.
All right.
And he's a big Trump hater. Openly, he's a Trump hater. And his wife is even more of a Trump hater.
Oh, yeah. Openly. You know, that's something else. When you say openly he's a Trump hater. I mean, listen, I got to give it to Donald Trump. He does have some catchy phrases, all right? Now, let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, and close out the show. And you know exactly what we're going to talk about before we get up out of here, all right? What is it? What is it that I want to say? What do you know we want to do? Oh, yeah. Here we go.
They started just recently with this crap. They started just recently. They could have brought this lawsuit, Brenna, 3 years ago, right after I left. It's been 3 years. But they didn't do that. And now they're saying, we have to go immediately before the Supreme Court. This thing would have all been over with 2 years ago.
Oh, it would have?
But they waited and waited and waited, and then they saw I was running, and they waited, and then they saw I was hot, and they filed lawsuits. These are very dishonest people. That's called election interference. These are and now they're fighting like hell because they want to try and get a guilty plea from the Supreme Court of the United States, which I can't imagine because you have presidential immunity.
Right.
But strange things happen.
Right.
But they want to get that because that's the only way they're going to win the election. It's a very sick thing.
Wow.
But think of it. They waited and waited and waited for years. In fact, nobody thought, everyone was saying they're never going to bring any charges. Most people said they're not going to bring them because they don't have anything. And then all of a sudden we started getting hit with these lawsuits.
Hey, wait a second.
Now they're saying, let's
When he started rambling and ranting like, oh, you knew he saw himself in jail and just couldn't control it. Okay, slow down, champ. You're going to be able to get it out. You don't got to talk so fast. Donald Trump is going to jail. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's drop the bomb.
You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
That's right. You ain't black, but you are nothing but a modern-day slave. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay safe.